We have right around a $16 expected move in here by the next three trading sessions for Tesla. Into the day, 334.07, up around 1569 on the day. Nice green week in here. Nice day overall today. High in here of 337.59, right up against that 341 area. That's going to be our first support, or our first resistance, I'm sorry, 38.2 fib level. That's what we're looking at in here. You can see this harsh trend line that we have drawn, respecting that so far, going up. Now coming back down, obviously it is going to be this lower trend line here. So on the weekly, it's going to be right around that 304 mark. And as we head into the next week, it's going to be right at the 324s, depending on if we stay above the 330 area. Now, if we go to the daily chart in here, you can see that we obviously just touched overbought in here. We did a lot of consolidating right through here. So we had a few weeks in here where we basically barely got any moves, only about $10 here and there over the course of about 3 or 4 days, which is not a lot for Tesla. And then obviously just a huge breakout in here on the past two trading sessions. Big moves overall in the market, really, for the past two trading sessions. You see you have a gap up in here. And then today, just nice, huge green candle in here, low of 316, high of 337, nice $20 low to high in here. So you can see you're building up a little bit of, I guess you can call it a multiple point double bottom here. You may have a little bit of a cup, then perhaps a handle. However you want to look at this, either it's all going to tell you the same thing, right? It's going to tell you that the 341 is going to be that mark for our first resistance in here. You're going to get a pullback in here that we're going to have to fill probably at the 300 mark sometime soon. That's where you got your 9-day EMA, your 200 SMA. They're all kind of right there at that 300, 295 mark. So this is going to be the area of support, but we are getting a crossover here with this 9-day EMA of that 200, which is going to signal bullish, but we're super overbought on the RSI. So a little consolidation here before we start working our way up to that 400 range again. Now above that 341, we're going to be looking at the 362s, and we're going to be looking up here right around this 385 before we get to our 23.6 fib level here on Tesla. We're going to go to the 30-minute chart in here. You can see exactly what happened here on the day. Just overall, just kind of a bland day. And then you kind of wait until 1 o'clock, and then boom, you had that nice run up in here, and then pull back towards the end of the day. Obviously, it's what you're going to get. And then after hours, we're trading here right around that 335. So up around $1 or so here in after hours. Now we go all the way back out to the weekly chart just once more. You can kind of see exactly what we're looking at off these fib levels in here, and just a nice harsh trend line here that we are going to so far respect, or we have so far respected. So we're going to keep it on there, and then we're going to see how we end up this candle here for the week. Are we going to come back down and kind of close this, or we're going to kind of just stay up here and keep it green? That is going to be the question. Now you have right around a $16 expected move by this expiry. So that's going to be your monthly expiration, 5/16. Next Friday, everybody's pricing in right around $27 expected move. Go all the way out to 6/20. Everybody's pricing in right around $49 of an expected move in here. So all in all, we're going to see what happens in Tesla for the next few weeks or so, or I'm sorry, the next few days or so. See what's, are we going to get a pullback in here off the daily because of that huge run up for the RSI? Or are we just going to kind of stay up where we are? What is going to happen with this trend line here? And then is the 341s going to be a nice place for us to kind of hit high point and then start to pull back? That is going to be the questions as we're looking at Tesla here overall on the weekly, daily, and 30-minute charts. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.